Krishna. So, Vikram, why don't you give us a brief introduction of yourself?
Sure. Um, I graduated from IIT in 1975, IIT Delhi, and immediately went and did an MBA at IIM Calcutta in 1977, after which I joined industry here in Bombay and worked for about 10 years in industry. No, maybe less than 10 years, maybe 8 years or so in industry, following which I started my own consulting firm. And in the process of consulting, about a decade later, I moved into journalism by taking on the management of a magazine on business and technology as a project, as an industrial project actually. So that
Okay,
ran for some years. And following that, I moved to Business India as Vice President of Technology, where I
okay,
also wrote and managed a lot of Business India's technology transitions. It was a very vital and very active company that invested in a lot of media technologies, pioneers in a bunch of media technologies.
all right. So,
Following that, I went
Oh,
into,
sorry.
after a very brief period with other firms, I went back into consulting, but this time not as a business consultant, but rather as a social activist, which I've been ever since.
Okay. So, what was your main motivation for your first profession?
For
First profession, first job.
my first job, I was just looking for a job, having finished my graduation.
Okay, okay. So, why did you actually no? Um, why did you study at the Indian Institute? Why did you want to study at the Indian Institute of Technology?
Good question. I actually had an option. I was living in Delhi at the time. So I had a choice of doing mathematics at St. Stephen's College or engineering at IIT. But all my school friends said that I should try for IIT. So I did. And, it was uh, just like getting into St. Stephen's. It was a kind of prestigious thing. So I had a choice. And I took the IIT choice instead of St. Stephen's.
All right. So, how do you use technology now, and how do you think technology will impact your line of business in the years to come?
My social activism entirely built around technology.
Hmm. Okay. So, what are the skills do you think it takes to be a successful social activist?
Um, for my kind of social activism, you must be a leader, but you must not be a controller. You need to work with people.
All right. So, what is the guidance you have for someone who aspires to be a social activist in their coming years? For a student.
I think you should be highly motivated. You should want to see a change in the world. You should that should be your primary motivation.
All right. So, thank you, Vikram. Thank you for your time.
Okay. I hope